Whoa. Yeah, we're gonna keep that in.
Yeah, no, that's just part of the technical difficulties.
Exactly, All right. So, welcome everybody to our first episode of Migros on the Migros on the mic. So, actually, this is supposed to be a German podcast. But today we have Denzel here, who speaks perfect German. Hey, wie geht's dir, Bro? Alles gut?
Mir geht es gut.
Yeah, super, bro. Super, bro. So, yeah, I told too many people that I was going to do this podcast, so now I have to do it. So, Denz, who are you? Introduce yourself. What do you do? You know, what's your life story?
Damn. Hello to the world out there that's tuned in today. My name is Denzel Pragasa. I am an IBS international student studying data sciences and artificial intelligence. I'm also a producer, recording artist. I have a physics degree already.
Philanthropist, playboy,
you know, Cancer Sun, Sagittarius Moon. For the Astro Huns, they get it. But yeah, more than anything, I'm just one of the homies. Came out.
One of the homies.
Like, the Migros asked me to come into the mic and just share my story today. And yeah, I just thank you so much for this opportunity, more than anything.
Thanks for being here, homie. Like, not even a question. So, like, this whole podcast, right? Like, the whole idea of it was, because you're new to Germany, right?
Of course.
Like, when did you come here?
I've been here since August 2024.
August 2024. Okay,
yeah.
around about 6 months, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, depending when this drops.
Let's not do the math, Yeah. Right. So the thing is, people with a migration background nowadays in Germany, they're a little bit afraid, because like there's a lot of stuff happening in politics.
Of course.
You heard of
AfD and everything else.
AfD,
things you have to know when you get to a new country.
Kinda, yeah. So this is happening all around Europe, Like you have Le Pen, you have Meloni, now you have, you got Donald J. Trump, the best blah blah in the West,
You got Elon Musk doing
Damn, bro. Fuck Elon Musk, man. Yeah. No, that was a Roman salute, bro. That was a Roman salute. Of course it was. The Romans did it first. Bro. Yeah, well, whatever. So
Kanye, but we'll talk about that later.
Well, the thing about let's talk about it now. I don't know, but for some reason Kanye, I can take him seriously on this. I don't know, like Elon Musk seems like a threat, Like Kanye is just like trolling around, I guess.
Do you know what the thing is for me? It goes a little bit onto what you're talking about in the sense that we're looking from a mental stability point.
Nah, he's crazy. He's out of his mind.
But
bro.
Even outside of that, do we just say that because someone's slightly different that they're out of their mind? Because essentially
that's why we prescribe people ADHD pills,
Yeah, but you see, what happens when... How do I explain this? There's a pill that you used to take back in the day, when the cocaine was in the Coca-Cola and everything.
1920s, yeah.
Yeah, but there used to be actual medication that they gave to people that had psychosis.
Yeah.
And you'd find out that these people were able to tap into more parts of their brain than a normal person does. And the reason why they gave them these pills is so that brainwave gets pulled towards a more mundane and common type of thought pattern.
Yeah, basically to fit into society better.
Yeah, but that's the thing that bugs me so is that they don't necessarily give these prescriptions to what's called those guys that kill people for nothing, like psychotics.
Yeah.
They don't give those pills to them. Those guys normally just get electric therapy, or even worse, they get the death penalty. But
yeah,
that's because they've done an actual action towards someone else. All Kanye's done is voiced his opinion. And as far as I'm aware, in Donald J. Trump's America, freedom of expression is still one of the many constitutions.
Yeah, man, but is it still freedom of speech if you're just I'm Adolf Hitler, I'm a Nazi, like that? That's just is that opinion or is that just provoking?
Thing is, we don't necessarily know which part of it he's actually looking at it from, because at the end of the day, most people have come up in a communist state that have only become international or more independent later, and some of those areas and countries weren't necessarily that bad. And if you look at it, I'm from Southern Africa. Shout out Botswana, 267 Mageva. We out here. You know how it is. But looking at our neighbor South Africa, they had apartheid, which meant a lot of the Boeras were in charge of the country. And
wait, the thing the whole philosophy was Calvinism. Is that what you call it in English?
Do I even know the English term for slavery in a nice way?
No, I don't know. There was a special term for this whole ideology, because I think there were Dutch people, right, in South Africa.
Yeah,
the Boers. Yeah, exactly. Because in 10th grade we had to read a book about Nelson Mandela.
What?
Not Nelson Mandela, but like it was like a special story about a certain girl growing up in the apartheid state and everything. So we had like to learn certain specific terms like Calvinism and the Boers and this and that and apartheid. Buddha, you know, like in Germany you say Buren, die Buren.
Aye.
Yeah, say it a bit more aggressive than
Afrikaner.
Yeah, Afrikaans is like, it sounds more like Dutch, right?
Afrikaans, yeah. I mean, they're Dutch. They're Dutchmen. They're Dutchmen. But anyway, what I was saying is, they were taking over. They colonized, just like the Red Indians in America, just like everywhere else. But hey, we're really taking a quick little dives to the left side of
like
this
10 minutes, and then now we're already talking about colonization, bro.
But like, I mean, outside of all of that, I think what I was trying to express mostly is that the way that the Afrikaners may have built the country, yes, it was wrong in the way that they treated the other people, but they still built the economy in a very strong manner, which is why South Africa is one of the fighting first to third world, second world countries right now. Yeah. And then there's an argument that when they kicked out all of the Afrikaners and colonizers, that the country may have gone worse into corruption and economical crisis and so much more. But we're not looking at it from just the perspective of where they came from and where they are now. It's more so the influence in society's beliefs on how it's supposed to be. Because if you ask me, life was a lot simpler before we had to worry about who has the newest shoes, who has the best clothes,
exactly,
who's got the right to say what, because no one's supposed to be built to be the same as someone else, because the only thing that makes us human is being different. Damn. I mean,
you want to drop that now? You know?
Like I can't. It's a little bit too expensive, you know. Sponsored by Road. You know?
No, we're not sponsored.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. Well, so would you say that, like, I mean, there's always like this certain argument, you know, that, you know, if there wasn't like European colonialism all around the world, then society wouldn't be as advanced as it is today, you know. But like, what is, you know, people make that argument.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, just putting like capitalism onto other people by force, you know, like, because like some people, you know, of course you have like cars, you got the phones, you got this and that, you know, which other people work for that don't get paid, you know, just look at what happens to Congo, you know, with the copper and shit, you know, working in mines and stuff.
Shout out the batteries on everything. But
exactly, you know, I don't want to know who made these clothes, you know, like.
I mean, like, this was made by my friend. Shout out Maddie Gray. You know, 3% Gray. It's the label. But like I know what you mean. It's very tricky to know what's actually being built and how things are orchestrated together.
Exactly.
Because to some extent, even the system. Whoa, we're getting really deep. But even like,
so what are you supposed to do here, bro?
Even the system that we live in, like, because look at Germany right now. I've been here for about, depending where this drops, 6-7 months, and I found that. I got a lot of the time I was asked by people back home even, how's Germany? What would you say about it? How do you describe the people and everything? But it's not necessarily accurate to give an opinion about something before you've seen it for at least a year.
Yeah, we had the conversation recently, yeah. Because I asked you, like, how do you like Germany? Like, bro, I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know? I just arrived here, you know.
And like, I've just recently started figuring out how to use, like, because let me just give them the immigration process just quickly.
Yeah, please. That would be really
to come into Germany from like Botswana, for example, or just any African country, I think even around the world, really, you need to have your visa. And to get the visa, firstly, you need to have a certain amount of funds in an account or a sponsor that's going to be taking you here. You need to have a medical aid cover. And then, of course, you need to, you know, be educated enough to come into a place because they actually want you to have something that they can earn from you.
Yeah, of course.
To some extent. And I mean, it was very challenging, of course, for me to even try to put the funds together. And I come from a better off family. Mm-hmm. And that's just because the society needs us to have this stuff that goes into the country anyway. So now you get here, you have to pay for rent, you have to pay for medical aid, you have to pay for your food, you're living alone most of the time. And there's a part of you that separates from like everything else because everyone back home can necessarily still just go to like their parents' house or just home. Yeah. So how do you really call a new place home unless you've made it into your own safe space?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You got to build your own comfort zone, you know, wherever you are, kind of.
Yeah, but they don't necessarily teach you what you need to know, because
no, not at all. That must be pretty hard. I mean, like German bureaucracy. You know, I was born here. I lived my whole life here, but like this stuff is overwhelming, bro. Like, letters and, Finanzamt and whatever, bro.
I mean, I'm worried that the Deutsche is going to see me say this, but I mean, I don't have to pay TV tax, right? And that...
Well, we're both students, like, I don't have to pay that either,
but
I get Buffett.
The interesting thing about that is other people do, even if they're international and students. Because depending on where you stay and the type of WG or student accommodation that you live in, you might not have to, depending where you are. I stay in what's known as like a ski internat.
What are the certain circumstances that you have to fulfill it?
I believe that if you have a singular space, in the sense that you have your own bathroom, you have your own kitchen, you have your own bedroom, you have to pay TV tax.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah, I mean, depending on your income, I guess, right?
Yeah, but then at the same time, I've got international friends over in the GHB.
Yeah.
And they have to pay TV tax. Some of them might because they have a kitchen in their room. They have a bathroom in that room.
See, there's probably like one certain paragraph or whatever, like that we don't have any clue of. And see, that's the problem, like it's just way too much bureaucracy. Like we don't, and like you said, like people don't tell you that. You will never ever be taught that in school, never. You can study it. You can study law, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
If you want to, like...
You can read the terms and conditions of every contract you sign.
Of course. Yeah, like we just accept cookies, give away your data. Of course, you're going to read every fucking paragraph.
Welcome to the metaverse, guys. Welcome to the metaverse.
Welcome to the metaverse, bro.
But...
Damn.
I mean, coming into a country... I used to have medical aid back home, and I'm not someone that gets sick. I almost never get sick, and I have to pay medical aid. But only because I just finished the examinations and everything. I went onto my medical aid app, which is only in German, by the way.
Damn.
But that's another conversation for another day. Like, I just started booking for my checkups, like my medical checkups, my dentistry, my optometrist, because I'm blind. Like, long, short, like, come on. But like, I'm blind still regardless. But I didn't know that I needed to have like a house doctor, for example. Because where I come from, you can go to any practitioner or any physician and they can actually give you like a prescription. But I found out that here you need to have a house doctor.
Yeah.
We don't believe in that back home because the culture that we have is if you need help, you could even go to your neighbors and ask for assistance.
No. If you go to some other doctor, like... Actually, I had this problem once here, because in the last WG, student, whatever thing, last place I lived in, the owner before had a cat. And I'm so fucking allergic to cats, man, you wouldn't believe.
You scared of that pussy? No, we'll cut that out in post. Don't worry.
Yeah, man, I'm scared of that pussy, bro. Just meow. I'm running, bro.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
like, do you get like hives? Like, do you have an allergic reaction?
Yeah, man. Like, I gotta scratch my throat. Like, my throat was, getting.
Damn, so it's an actual problem.
Yeah.
So
like I can breathe properly, And then I went to the doctor here, I just walked over and said, yo, I have this and that, and I need something because I live there and I can't get all these fucking cat particles out of there, Like, I cleaned everything up, man. I took out, like, the carpet from the floor. There was a bed, right? Like, I just deconstructed it, threw it down, threw it in the garbage, bro. I did everything. Like air sanitizing. I had like this air refreshener. Didn't help shit, bro. Nothing. Like, no, not even a refreshener. Like, it was a filter.
You were filtering your air and still the pussy was all around. Still. Damn, man. That's
what's up, bro.
I mean, it'd be like that, though. But
sometimes it'd be like that, yeah.
But you went to the doctor and then what happened?
Exactly. And then, she was like, I can prescribe you this and that, like, but you can just go to, like, the apotheke, what do you call that in English?
The pharmacy.
Of course, the pharmacy, and buy it for, like, the normal price. Mm-hmm. And I was like, can you not, like, prescribe me that, like, properly? And she's like, nah, I'm not your house doctor.
You see.
Like, you got to switch, and in order to switch, you have to fill out, like, a lot of paperwork, which I wasn't really onto. So, every time I go to a different doctor, like, for example, like, I don't know, when I have, like, problem with my ears, when I, have a problem with my nose, whatever,
You got a lot of problems, but
Yeah. I mean, depending on whatever, you turn up there, and they give you, the first question they ask you, have you ever been here? Like, nah, boom, book.
There's a giant list that you have to go through. Yeah. But they set up all my checkups.
You do have that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, like it's made it a lot easier for me because you even have an option to choose if you want a doctor that's in German or English or both.
For real?
Yeah, and
they
ask you. Yeah, on the app they ask you, like, I'm not gonna say which medical aid I use because they haven't paid us for the sponsor yet. But when we get there, we'll get there. And then I'll put you guys on game. Don't worry. But yeah, because even recently I have to still go to the Landratsamt. Landratsamt.
Damn, this must be a tongue breaker for
Yeah, so I have to go to the Landratsamt. Which basically means I have to go and make sure that I can extend my visa. Because when I was back home, they was like, no, until you actually have a place that you're living in, and like we've got proof that you're paying for medical aid, and you're in school and you're passing your classes, you can't extend the visa. Once I go to the Landratsamt, I can actually extend my visa from there. See, I had to go to the Burger Bureau. I never even knew what the Burger Bureau was. Yeah, I mean, I know where it is now. I mean, I've been here for like a couple of months, so I understand it. But no one teaches you the difference in cultures that you're going to have to go through.
Yeah.
There's no transition where you come into a new country. There's someone that you meet that guides you through. I mean, there probably is some sort of service like that. But most of the time, when you're coming from a foreign country to a new foreign land, you want to figure out how to do things on your own.
Yeah.
That individualism. You know, you have to figure out if the certain type of toothpaste that you're getting in Germany is similar to the one that you have back home. You have to figure out if like the water needs a water filter for the shower. Otherwise, you're going to start going through like hair issues and facial skin problems. Like these are things that people don't think about at all.
No, I don't think about stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's because the water you've drank has always tasted like the water you've drank. But that's not the same water I drink back home.
That's true. Yeah, that's true though. But how is the water quality in Botswana?
I mean, you can still get filter systems. It's not a problem. I wouldn't say plumbing's like the 100%, but at the end of the day, tap is still tap water. When you go to a restaurant, you ask for tap water, you expect tap water.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's an argument about if you ask for mineral Wasser, then it's a whole, if it's sparkling or
Yeah,
still.
man, that's fancy stuff, bro.
That's fancy stuff,
Bro.
I should let the people know, before you come to Germany, be ready for sparkling water.
That's the shit.
No, we drink still.
I mean, I drink still too, but like here and there, like a little bit of sparkling water, you know, to refresh.
Just get a soda.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you don't want like that sweet taste of a Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper.
Okay, then let me ask you this. Yeah. What river, stream, or raindrop is sparkly, naturally?
Yeah, bro, you know, you got Soda Stream for that, you know, whatever, bro. I mean, you make it, it's just...
I mean, yeah, fair. Well, thank you.
Homie behind the camera said volcano water just in case.
Yeah, just in case they didn't get that. Like, that volcanic eruption, you know. I
mean, you know, like... Bro, why are you know, first you make the argument, you know, like just instead drink soda, and then you tell me, you know, what strain of water is naturally sparkling. Bro, what about a soda is natural?
I mean, I'm not necessarily talking about the soda. More for me, it was more so if I ask for a glass of water, I don't want it to come sparkling. But in the country that I'm in right now, it comes sparkling normally.
Really? So what's the problem with that?
For someone that doesn't know it, it's very interesting. And that's what I was talking about, the cultural differences that you have to experience. I mean, the fact that you can't twist the lids off of a bottle because the recycling is important. Recycling is important.
It is, but you know, like, I mean, there's still big, like Shell and big ass oil companies, you know, like still polluting the whole world.
We really going into this.
And no one is taking care of that. No politician, you know, is asking any questions. But as long as we, you know, have to keep that fucking piece of plastic, you know, while drinking a water bottle, you know, in our mouth, and no, I can't even speak English properly right now. That's how fucking pissed off
Deutsch
I am
at this point.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about what you're talking about is we have more cows than people in my country. I know it doesn't sound believable, but our population is about 2 million.
Yeah, no, we talked about this once before. Like, Botswana is actually, the population is pretty
it's pretty small.
2 million, right?
Yeah, we're just over 2 million. I mean, that's less than Berlin, if we're being completely fair.
Yeah, that's less than Berlin.
But the interesting thing is we have a lot of cattle. That means a lot of methane. That means a lot of green emissions, like greenhouse gas, you know, global warming, the world's ending, 2012. But like we're in 2025. We made it. But outside of all of that, we can't say we need to slaughter all the cows, because then what happens? Peter comes knocking on the door like, save the cows. And it's like, but we need sustenance. Like, this is a livelihood that we use. For us to make money, we have to sell cattle. We have farms. Like a ranch, for those of us in America that don't know. Like our farms, we raise cattle. We sell them off at auctions. We sell them off to individuals, sell them off to businesses. We cut up pieces for restaurants, for different things, and different produce. That's how we make a livelihood in my country. We were never colonized. Shout out bots. We were only given protection from Britain, which is why my English my English might sound so immaculate. You know, it's
immaculate.
It's the Queen's tongue.
It's the proper English.
Yes, you know, biscuits and tea with
milk, a little piece of milk,
just a little bit. But I mean, I came from a very good background in a sense that I learned how to be independent. I learned manners. I learned respect. Speaking on respect, guys, chivalry is not dead. And if a person is nice to you, that doesn't mean he wants to get in your pants. It's something no one wants to have a conversation about. That was a
crazy switch up right there.
Yeah, no, like this is important. This is important to me.
Damn, bro, you had like a problem recently like that?
No, like I'm great right now. I've got a loving partner that I'm not necessarily in a relationship with, but a partner that I'm happy to just, I know, we're going to have to discuss this later. She's going to drag me about this when the podcast episode comes up. But outside of all of that, like, she is aware of the relationship that we have.
Yeah.
We're both aware of what we have and how it's working. We're building towards something. Maybe not. We'll figure it out. But back home, I'm not used to that. Back home, if we wanted to have a sexual relationship with someone, it's not necessarily an issue if you're going to do it. If she's down, she's down. She doesn't necessarily have to be your girlfriend. She doesn't have to necessarily be your wife. And then, of course, this whole, aren't you Christians? Aren't you supposed to no sex before marriage? But, I mean, people are kissing to say hello, naturally. I mean, I have an Italian aunt. The first thing we do when we introduce each other, when we say hello to each other, is a kiss on the cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, that's normal. I mean, that's not necessarily like a sexual thing. You know?
Yeah, it's not sexualized, but then it becomes the normality. So now every time I'm around my Sicilian family, the first thing I do and I'm speaking to them is hello and kiss them on the cheeks and keep it going. But if you do that back home, a girl's gonna be like, oh, you foreign or you trying to smash? Like, you have to know that these differences in cultures. And I mean, I was talking to like my what, he's like 14, shout out.
I didn't know Botswana was that fucking horny.
I mean, it's not that it's that horny, it's that we're that open.
Yeah.
Here you have to be... Here you have to try cut corners to get certain things.
Yeah, no, that's trure, yeah.
Like, we're very straightforward. I mean, I believe that I'm a very straightforward person. If I wanted to be with you, I'd probably say, hey, like, it's easy conversations, but the culture's different.
Bro, honestly, like, I don't think it's that different to Germany. I mean, you can still... You know, hookup culture is also a thing here, you know? Like, people just fuck around on parties, you know?
Yeah, but here
I mean, sure, it's like...
Oh, no, sorry. Let me not cut you off because I'm about to just go into Tinder and everything and, like, OnlyFans and stuff, too. Like...
No, bro, like, Tinder is not working, you know? Like,
no, but, I mean, you can
as a man, that. You know, it's not working. I mean, you get a few matches here and there, but, like, in my personal experience, because I use that app as well, but just for fun, of course, like everyone else says it, you know? But... I had a lot of matches, bro. Never met one of them. Never in my life, bro.
Damn.
Because it's weird. Because, in reality, you don't really want to meet someone that you met over, like, a fucking dating app, you know? But I mean, I don't judge people that, you know, got to meet their love of their life via Tinder, you know, which is totally all right. But, like, I think for most people, it's still, like, a weird concept, you know?
I mean, I completely agree with you. But what I was saying is back home, we don't have that.
Yeah.
Like, Tinder has an app that's available in Botswana, but chances are you'll probably match a foreigner that's in Botswana at the time.
Probably, yeah.
Because the way that we go about it, we go outside. We go touch the grass. We go get a glass of wine at, like, a restaurant, and we'll see someone in the corner of our eye and just go and approach them.
Now, about, like, 100% what you're talking about is, like, you guys, you just enjoy the essence of being alive, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like here in Germany, people are just so... focused on their reputation that they're way too scared to just, you know, go outside at all, you know? Like, if you just, you know, what I like to do is when I go grocery shopping, you know? Like, when I go to the supermarket, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking for products, and at some point, you know, I usually get pretty bored, you know? And then I just start to, like, analyze all the other people. And no one's ever, you know, no one keeps eye contact with you. They're all just focused on the products. They don't look at each other. They don't talk, you know. There are no funny remarks, you know. Sometimes I even do, like, make, like, funny remarks, you know, when I'm, like, next to, like, some old guy and I see, like, pistachio cream, 18 euros. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. They're like, huh, move, you know.
They feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, a lot of people here are really uncomfortable, in their own skin, kind of. It's really weird, bro. I don't know. But that's a big problem. I feel like, I don't know, like, what about social media use in Botswana? How are you guys doing with that?
I mean, our community is already so diverse as is.
Yeah.
Just on what you're talking about. So if I go to the store and I'm looking for, like, a ripe avocado, I can stop a lady that's just passing by, that like a mom or an auntie, in my opinion, that I feel. I could just ask her, like, which one of these avocados is better? And she will actually assist me with that.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that here too, and people won't think that, won't go crazy about it. But it's not a common thing.
Exactly. It's the lack of community.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the social medias that we have. I mean, internationally, everyone has the metaverse. So we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have, Snapchat, I guess. We mostly use WhatsApp because not everyone can afford an Apple iPhone. And that's reality. But if you have a friend that has an iPhone, he's the one that has all the pics in the gallery. So
that's true as well.
You only ever really need like one friend.
It's always that one homie with the iPhone,
like
13
the 16
max.
Pro Max, like 256.
Yeah. You got the 4K pictures of you being fucked up at the party like that.
No, but now the thing is, we have a lot of women that are younger than even us that have those phones. Not from their parents. From someone else's uncle, from someone else's blesser, from someone else that's flying them out to different places.
Oh, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because remember, we're very open and clear about ourselves. If you sell your body, you sell your body. We don't judge any sexual worker. Like an SW is still a person that makes an honest living. They have a family and livelihood that they're supporting in the way that they feel fit. We will never judge that. I will never judge someone for being out there. I mean, I don't want to put myself on blast, but hypothetically, if there was a person called SG, he might have had a sugar mommy or two, Like, and now we've gotten onto the topic of SG. I mean, what is SG? I mean, I told you earlier on that I'm a producer and a recording artist. And now that talks about rediscovery and individualism. The part about rediscovery I'm speaking of is I came out to a new country, a new continent, a new world. From a third world country to a first world country, there are major differences. But the one thing that I found that could connect me to people a lot easier, because I'm an anomaly. I'm not someone that would normally just come out from a new country to a new place and connect with people the way I have. But that's because I connected with people that I felt a vibration off of. They talk about aura farming with zero diff, but this is not aura farming. I found that if your waves that I felt that radiated off of you hit me right, in my mind, it made sense for us to connect. And that's how I actually found the Cook-Up Crew. Like
the Cook-Up Crew.
Yeah, but they don't even know what the Cook-Up Crew is yet.
Nah, not yet, bro. You're making references. People don't know, what you're talking. They don't know what SG is, bro.
I know. They don't know anything, and that's the beauty of it. Not yet. But let me tell you, check out Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Prime. We on Tidal.
Bro, you're like a walking commercial right now.
I'm putting myself on game, bro.
Talking about sponsors, from the beginning, bro. And then we're being critical about capitalism, right?
Of course.
Yeah. But shout out to this and that, and hey, if you want to sponsor us, go for it. Sponsor by roads, not yet, but maybe
a
soon,
road sponsor wouldn't be bad. I mean, we've got guitars. We are
got
artists.
Plans,
I'd actually love to be sponsored by like a high plant seed like manufacturer.
Bro, do you know what his name is? The name of my plant.
What's the name of your plant?
Oh damn! It's Ficus Golden King.
Ficus Golden King.
Ficus Golden King, man.
Okay, shout out
to Ficus.
Now we're really doing the sponsors and everything.
Shout outs to my Golden King.
No.
Hey, good. Yeah. Anyway, you were talking about vibrations, man.
Oh yes,
stuff like that. Let's get a little bit spiritual. We're already at half an hour.
I know.
Yeah, damn.
But it was more so that there's always going to be a language divide when you come to a new country. Not everyone will always speak the same languages or speak the same dialect or speak the same, Schwäbisch.
Schwäbisch?
Yeah.
Klar, no, yeah. Klar.
But I believe in the language of sound.
Language of sound, what do you mean about that? Like, are you still going to talk about music now? Or are you
like I spoke about earlier on about the vibrations that I found, nonetheless, that spoke a language itself. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the language of sound is a language of love to some extent. When people talk about what's your love language, they're not really speaking about sonics. They always speak about, acts of service. They speak about physical touch. But how many times are you going to meet a new person for the first time and be able to connect with them, even if you don't speak the same language, if it's not by some form of rhythm or vibration that you feel from one another? I mean, the first week I was in Germany, the first week I was actually in Fortwachen, I saw someone that caught my eye immediately. I have never seen her since.
Oh yeah, remember that? You once told me.
Yeah. And
It's
back
like
home,
this one girl at the airport, that you fall in love with, and then just dream about the whole future that you guys have, and then you never see her again.
but
We'll never see you again.
in a country of 2 million people, you're going to see them again. You could ask someone, hey, did you see that person? What's their name? And chances are they would know them, or they'd know their mother, or they'd know their cousin. Germany's a lot bigger than back home. I've never seen that person again, and who knows what could have been.
Who knows, man?
I ran away. I was like...
But hey, wait. You just when you're talking about like that girl, like it's like some kind of, like love at first sight. But let's be real. I mean, like if you just saw her from the distance, how can you not know that she's like a crazy borderliner, like one of them, like a really toxic person? Like you don't know that.
It's the utensils.
The utensils.
Yes.
Be a bit more specific.
Okay, I was in Muller. I was just trying to get some things for my new place. Some pots, some pans, some cutlery and everything. She was in Muller too. I think she was looking for like skincare or something because we passed each other like 2 or 3 times. Every single time I passed her, it was the eyes, Chico. It was the eyes.
I knew you were going to say that, bro. It was the eyes, Chico.
But I ran away from it because I just came into a new country and the first thing I said was, I don't want a romantic relationship with anyone.
Don't forget, like.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Be careful
I know.
what you say, bro.
I know. I know.
You're a taken man, bro.
So back to topic. I left Muller because I was like, you know what? I don't necessarily want, because the way my heart was beating from it worried me a little bit. And I was like, I felt this way before back home. This is not what's going to happen here in Germany. Then we go to Kick, because I heard about this place called Kick that I could maybe buy like different things for, like, like a laundry bag and all those other things.
Yeah, sure.
So I go to Kick. And I'm just I'm looking through the utensils there, different bowls, different plates and everything. She walks in again. I'm like, hell no.
Oh, you saw her second time?
Second time in the same day?
Damn.
It's like she's following me now.
Oh, yeah, of course she is, bro. Cannot be a coincidence.
I got my
It's
plates.
a big town here.
I got my plates and I left. And that was the last time I ever saw them.
Oh, were you scared?
It wasn't so much about scared. I was worried about myself more.
Why were you worried about yourself?
I hadn't understood the culture.
Oh, that's why. Oh, wow, crazy. Okay, now
Yeah.
that's an interesting point you make. Okay.
Because,
Hey, can I ask you something?
yeah, please.
I recently read like an article, like there were like certain studies made, statistics, about international students and mental health.
Okay.
And the statistics said that like international students in Germany have the highest risk of suicide, depression,
That
and
is
blah, blah,
interesting.
blah, blah. And I talked to a couple other international friends here,
I never knew
and
that,
a lot of them have like problems connecting with other people. Yeah. So, I mean, you're just such an open person, you will talk to, if you want to talk to someone, you just do it, right? Like you don't have
100%.
these insecurities, but a lot of people do.
Yeah, they do.
So what would you give them as an advice? Maybe.
Speaking on just mental health and being an international student dealing with mental health, I mean, there's still moments that I can be the smiliest person in the world and still be having different thoughts passing through my mind. But the best advice I can give is go outside. I'm not saying...
Touch some grass.
I mean, yes.
And your depression will be cured.
There's a direct link between vitamin D and happiness.
Of course it is, yeah.
So obviously we're in a country now and a continent that doesn't get a lot of sunlight like most of the year round. Back home, we don't get winter. We have summer and summer light. So it's always like,
Man, you're making me jealous right there, bro.
nah, man, you want to sweat?
I love that.
You don't know that sweat, bro.
Man, no. Bro, I'm Tunisian,
yeah,
bro.
Tunisian.
Like, it's even hotter over there, bro. Like, Sahara, bro, the desert is hotter than, like...
We have the
Central
Kalahari
South.
Desert. You ain't better than us. You got the sand dunes.
Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
You
I thought...
see, how much do you really know about the international people to ask them in the first place about their mental health? Because remember that when you're not used to getting a lack of sun, that already affects your day-to-days.
Yeah.
Now you're in different spaces. And like I said, you're drinking different water. The meals aren't the same. The beef doesn't taste the same as back home. And when you go to a restaurant, it tastes slightly better. And then it worries me because then it's about how you're going to finance your livelihood here. Because mental health is something that needs to be given its own financing.
100%, man. 100%. I'm totally with you, man.
But we're also in a society that's trained us back to society now.
Yeah.
They've trained us to believe that men don't cry.
Well, I mean, I feel like nowadays there's like a certain shift,
Yeah.
with like the whole would you call it woke?
Woke culture.
Woke culture. What you call that? Would you say it's woke culture? You know, like when people say, "Nah, real men cry."
Yeah, but
I mean, I don't know. It's like society kind of forced you into it, you know. But it's not like since capitalism. I mean, way before, you know, man had this certain how
approach.
Yeah, not approach, but like this certain stigma, you know, in every society, you know. Like, be brave, be a warrior, do this, do that.
Yeah, but
I feel like
be brave. You had to be a warrior.
you
You're
had
going
to
to
be,
war.
Yeah, of course. You know, back then you were going to war. Yeah, sure.
We were slaughtering the lambs outside, you know, like. And how many people in Germany even know how to like kill a goat and like cut up the pieces to feed a family?
Bro, once I went to like my family in Tunisia, and there was like Eid, which is like you know, like when
Ramadan
we slaughter goats
and everything. Yeah.
Nah, it's not Ramadan. It's a
Eid
different.
Mubarak?
We have like different. It's
yeah,
complicated.
okay,
It's
it's
a little
complicated. We'll
But
get
we
into
have
religion
like
later.
a different like holiday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we slaughter goats,
Yeah.
and they tasted amazing. By the way, they were really
It's fresh.
They were really dope. But the thing is, man, like breaking bones of that thing, I could not do that. You know, like I tried to break because you know my uncle was like, you know, break the leg of this sheep, right?
Yeah,
and it was already dead. You know, like
Yeah.
already skinned and everything.
Pizza.
You know, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, halal slaughter. You know, it died
Yeah.
quickly.
Of course, we
But
don't slaughter.
I swear to God, I
pain.
could not do that. My uncle has arms like this, but he has dad power, man. He just like a fucking like a Pringle, bro. Like he just snapped that fucking bone, bro.
Can I
Crazy.
tell you? I don't think it's dad power there.
Don't you think?
It's understanding the actual cut. Cause
No, it was just breaking the bone.
No,
man.
I hear you, but hear me out as well. With tendons on an animal when you're slaughtering, the first thing that we're taught, because back home, if you
You might be wondering why we just cut off the podcast like that. Well, that's because the recording just stopped and we didn't figure that out until we finished it. So, yeah, that's what you got. That's episode 1 of Migros on the mic, but just to clarify something, this is a German podcast, right? Some episodes are going to be in English, you know? Whenever I have a guest here that only speaks English, we're going to talk in English because I expect, you know, some German people that watch this to understand at least, you know, to at least understand English. So, you know, that's what that is. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subscription, blah, blah, whatever. I mean, again, we're sorry that we cut off like that, but you know what? Here's like a little sneak peek of Denzel and my next song. So there you go.
We be stepping on the hesitation, rapping loud with dedication, but you know what made that possible? Migration.
Don't go through my phone, 'cause that will mess with my dome. I ain't even texting, no sexting, no messaging any hoes. Don't wanna stress tonight. I wanna bring out the light in a cold winter night. I just need all the vibes.
Can I rap too? Went from studio to the podcast.